It reminded me so much of the beginning of labor with Eloise, and it did scare me a little bit. I'm kind of basing my plan off of my previous birth, knowing how quickly my previous birth was. Hello everybody, it's Delilah and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my 33-week pregnancy update. There's so much that I'm going to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to be talking about lots of new developments with my symptoms, and I'm going to tell you all about my birth plan. So it's going to be a longer one, so sit back, relax, get a cup of coffee, cup of tea, and let's chat about pregnancy. According to the Pregnancy Plus app, this is what the baby looks like right now. I can't really see a whole lot of it because it's getting really big. It says your baby weighs about 5 pounds now, which I find a little bit hard to believe. I feel like at this point in pregnancy, the weight really varies. I mean, every baby's different. My daughter was born at 38 weeks and 3 days, and she weighed 6'4". So to think that this baby could already be 5 pounds seems a little far-fetched to me, but anyways. By this time, most of the lanugo, the body hair, is gone. Your baby's immune system is no longer relying on the antibodies from the placenta. The vernix is disappearing, however a little bit of it will still be left at birth. The digestive system is fully working by itself. Moreover, your baby is peeing up to a pint of urine a day into the amniotic fluid. Even though the placenta is capable of supporting the baby until birth, it will start to age this week. Things are all starting to happen really fast right now, definitely in the home stretch. Overall, the way I've been feeling in the past couple of weeks is just tired, nauseous, and very uncomfortable. It's at that last stage where I just am starting to feel very ready to have this baby in my arms instead of inside of me. I'm excited to not be nauseous anymore and all of that fun stuff, but I'm gonna get into that. This video is actually sponsored by a brand called Mama Mio. I think that's how you pronounce it. I've been pronouncing it Mama Mio, but it could be pronounced Mama Mio. They are a brand that specializes in products for pregnant bellies and stretch marks and all that fun stuff. I've spoken before in the past that I don't believe putting lotion on will prevent stretch marks. Stretch marks are going to happen whether you like it or not, but oils and lotions can definitely help to reduce the appearance of stretch marks. And so I have been using this brand lately, and I've genuinely been really enjoying their products. They sent me the 3 products in their line. There's the Tummy Rub Butter, the Tummy Rub Oil, and then there's a Tummy Rub Belly Scrub or something like that, an exfoliator. So I've been trying them all out. They all smell the same. They all smell really good. They all feel really good on the skin and very hydrating, very moisturizing, but the ones that I've been loving the most have been the exfoliator and the oil. I feel like oil just does a little bit more for the skin. I feel like it just moisturizes a little bit better. Since I've been using this, my skin has just felt a lot more smooth, a lot less itchy. There's been less redness. There's been healing happening actually around the area where my belly button was pierced. It was a bit scarred and infected, and ever since I started using this stuff, it's gotten better. So I'll use this twice a day, in the morning and in the evening, and I'll use the exfoliator like once or twice a week. It just really gently removes the dead skin while also hydrating the skin at the same time. I tend to deal with a lot of dry skin, especially at the stage of pregnancy, and the fact that it's still winter, it's still cold, it's still dry here. I do get a lot of dry skin, and that exfoliator has really helped to just soften up my belly and help make it feel better and more fresh. And then I'll rub the Tummy Rub oil on it, and it helps a lot. It smells good, feels good. I haven't used a whole lot of oils and products on my skin, but this is one I really have enjoyed. The link is down below to their website where you can find these products and try them out for yourself. So the movement seemed to be getting a little bit higher. They're still kind of all over the place, but they are definitely getting higher. They're starting to move into my ribs a lot more frequently. The baby is definitely head down. It has been for a little while. Baby really favors kicking the top of my stomach and like the right side all the way back into my ribs. Very, very often I'll look down at my stomach and I'll see that it's just completely lopsided just from the way that the baby's sitting. Or I'll feel a foot on my right side and I'll look down and there's literally like a little bump where you can see where a foot would be, just sticking straight out of my belly, and it's the craziest thing. Something big I've really been noticing lately is that the varicose veins are getting worse. They are spreading, they are becoming more painful and more uncomfortable. If you're not caught up on my pregnancy updates, I have varicose veins down there, only on one side, but now it's starting to spread to the other side and all over one of my butt cheeks, which is just lovely. Makes it a bit painful to sit down, to get up. It's especially noticeable when I first stand up from sitting down. That's when there is the rush of blood flow, and that's when it hurts the most. It basically just feels really heavy and sore down there, and there's nothing I can do about it. If it was on my legs, I'd be able to wear like a compression hose or whatever those things are called, but I mean, I can't really wear anything around my butt. So I've been feeling very tired lately. I haven't been sleeping that well, partially because I'm really uncomfortable and the baby really likes to be in weird positions at night. It likes to lay all on one side, or it's kicking me in places that's really uncomfortable. Partially I'm not getting sleep due to insomnia as well. It's not as bad as it has been. I can definitely get like, I'm averaging about 5 to 6 hours of sleep a night, which isn't the worst, but I think I would feel a lot better if I were getting more sleep. My body just wakes up at like 5:30 in the morning, sometimes sooner, and I can't go back to sleep, and that's just when I'm awake for the day. It makes me really, really grateful that my husband is home right now. He is laid off and he's at home, and he's able to help me out a lot, which is so nice. This reminds me a lot of my old pregnancy updates. Comment down below if you've been following me for that long. Where was I? Oh, it's tiring to get up, it's tiring to move around, it's tiring to do anything, and all I want to do is just sit and rest, but I know like that's not a possibility. That's not even good for me to just be sitting and not doing anything all day. So I had to push myself to get up and to do things and to be productive, but knowing where my boundaries are and not pushing myself too much. It is, again, like I said, really nice that Zach is home because he can really help take care of Eloise, or even if it means I just have to get up a few times less in the day, like he can get something for Eloise instead of me having to get up all the time. It's really, really nice. The pregnancy brain, you guys. The pregnancy brain has been real. It's been really bad. I'm just doing really stupid things and for no reason at all, and I can't understand why I thought it was logical to do these things that I'm doing. I don't understand myself anymore. Basically, I can't trust myself to remember anything. Cravings have been sweets lately, especially pineapple. That's still going strong. I'm still craving pineapple and iced tea. Normally I have a huge sweet tooth, like when I'm not pregnant, and normally when I am pregnant I crave savory things, but this time, or at least lately, I've been craving sweet things all over again. So it's a little bit hard to resist cookies and baking and all those delicious goodies. One thing that happened, it's only happened once, like a week or two ago, but I sneezed and I peed myself a little bit. It happened once. That's something I never thought would happen to me, but it happened. I peed myself. I've been having sensitive gums again, sensitive teeth. It hasn't gone away, but it's definitely getting worse again. My bottom molars are the ones that are really sensitive, and it's only really sensitive if I'm eating something like really crunchy, or if I'm brushing my teeth or flossing my teeth, then they do hurt a little bit. My gums also bleed when I'm pregnant, like when I floss my teeth, sometimes when I brush my teeth. That hasn't changed at all. It's just something that I haven't mentioned in quite a few updates. Another thing I haven't mentioned in quite a few updates is the discharge. Still having a lot of it. That's just something that's normal for me in pregnancy. So some new developments have been sciatic pain. I haven't actually talked to my doctor about this. I forgot to at my last appointment, but according to the research that I've done and the websites that I've read, it sounds exactly like sciatic pain. And it's not like it happens that often. It happens like once or twice a week in the evenings. Usually if I'm sitting in the same position for too long, I'll just have this pain in my lower back. And it's always on my left side. I'll have pain in my lower back and it'll radiate down to my bum and then down to my leg, and it is very painful. The only thing that really helps is just to lie down and to kind of stretch out that part of my body. Something I've never experienced before, but something that I am currently starting to experience and probably will have a lot more as this pregnancy progresses. I've been talking a lot about feeling nauseous again. It's something that's never really gone away in this pregnancy. It's definitely gotten a lot better than it was in the first trimester, but I feel like now it's starting to return and become more frequent and stronger. It usually happens in the morning, around mid-morning to noon, sometimes in the evening. Often if I do eat a snack, it will help, but sometimes nothing helps and I just feel so tired and so drained and nauseous, and then usually the baby's moving then too, so then I just feel so uncomfortable and I just don't feel good at all. That is one thing I am really looking forward to after this baby is born, is not feeling sick anymore. I'm so tired of just feeling sick. This pregnancy has definitely been a lot harder on me than my first pregnancy was. The other night, this only happened once, it was kind of during the night and kind of throughout the day, I was feeling a cramp-like pain on my left side of my uterus. It could have been my uterus, it could have been my bowel. I did talk to my doctor about this and she said it could have been either of those. And she said if it happens again, just to rest. But it reminded me so much of the beginning of labor with Eloise, and it did scare me a little bit. When I went into labor with Eloise, I woke up in the middle of the night with a pain on my left side. Obviously, I didn't know what a contraction felt like or anything. It was just kind of a weird pain, and it was only on one side of my stomach. And eventually it started coming and going, and it spread to my other side of my uterus. And then I started realizing it was contractions, and that's exactly the same pain that I felt the other night. And it was quite worrisome to me, but thankfully nothing came of it. It hurt for like 10 minutes, it went away, it kind of came back a little bit again, and throughout the whole day I kind of felt it, but it went away and I haven't felt it since, so I'm hoping that doesn't return until I'm at least 37 weeks pregnant, until I'm full term. Hoping the baby stays in there long enough. The last thing I've noticed is that I am starting to produce colostrum once again. It seems pretty crazy to me because I stopped breastfeeding like a month ago, not even a month ago, and my boobs are already producing colostrum. My breasts are already ready for this next baby, which is crazy but also very reassuring to know that hopefully breastfeeding will go smoothly again this time. Hopefully I'll have a good supply. I wasn't sure how it would be this time with me breastfeeding throughout the majority of this pregnancy, but my body knows what to do. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about today is my birth plan. I've been getting so many questions about this. I asked you guys over on Instagram what you guys want to see from me for the remainder of this pregnancy, what kind of videos and topics you want me to cover, and birth plan was one of the big ones. So I'm going to start off by saying I don't really have a birth plan. I think it's good to have an idea of what you would like, just so you don't go into it completely blind, but at the same time, births very rarely go according to the plan. I'm kind of basing my plan off of my previous birth, knowing how quickly my previous birth was and how just absolutely intense it was. That's kind of what I'm planning for again this time. They say that births are usually faster the second time around. I pray that it is not faster, because my first one was only 2.5 hours from beginning of labor to holding Eloise in my arms. It was really fast and it was scary and intense. I had no idea what was going on. It was my first birth. Most people have a longer labor for their first birth, so that's what I was expecting, but it was completely insane. So that's kind of what I'm planning for this time. My main goal is just to get to the hospital on time. That's my main goal. Anything else after that, whatever happens, happens. I mean, this birth could be completely night and day different than my first one. You never know, but I'm kind of expecting it to be a crazy fast experience again. So both mine and Zach's parents live in the same town that we live in, so they're close by at all times. Actually, all of them work in or just outside of the town that we live in, which is great. It means that even during the day they can come super quick if we need them to. We don't know who specifically we're gonna call at the time when it happens. Kind of all depends on who's the most available at that time. It would probably be one of our moms, because their jobs, I feel like, are the most lenient in, you know, having to take a little bit of time off spontaneously. So when it happens, we're gonna be calling one of our parents. They'll be coming here most likely because either Eloise will be sleeping and we don't want to have to wake her up and pack her up and get her dressed and get her to someone else's house. And B, if my labor is as fast as it was last time, we won't have time for that. So one of our parents are gonna come here and they'll watch Eloise, and from then on, I don't really know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be packing my hospital bag very soon. We're gonna be putting the car seat in the vehicle very soon. I'm also gonna be putting like a garbage bag and a towel down on my seat in the van, just in case when labor does happen, like if my water were to break in the van or if something, praying this doesn't happen, but if I were to give birth in the van, at least there would be a little bit of protection there, I guess. We're just gonna do all these little things to try and be as prepared as we can. I am planning to go all natural. I have a feeling I won't have a choice. When I gave birth to Eloise, I also did not have a choice. There was no time for an epidural. There was no time for anything like that. Chances are it's gonna happen again, and I know I've done it once before, so I know I can do it again. I also feel like my body probably wouldn't react well to an epidural or any of their many medications. At all costs, I'm going to try and avoid any medications, epidural. Obviously, if the birth is completely different, if I needed an emergency C-section, whatever the case may be, I'll take whatever the doctors feel is best for me. I'm just gonna try and make sure they give me a smaller dose because I am very petite and I just don't know how my body will react. But after that, after we get to the hospital, there is no plan. It's just gonna happen as it happens. I don't want to have a lot of people in the room. Zach doesn't want that either. We just want to have like the nurse, the doctor, Zach, and me in the room if possible. And then all the little details about like the atmosphere, the environment, whether I want to sit in a hot tub and all those kinds of things, I feel like I probably won't even have the opportunity to experience. I mean, at least I didn't with Eloise. We got to the hospital, I was 10 centimeters dilated. I gave birth immediately. Probably won't even have time to get into a warm shower or sit in a warm tub or have candles burning or music playing. I just don't think there's gonna be time for that, so I'm not even planning for any of that. One thing that I do want to do this time that I regret not doing with Eloise is feeling the head as it's coming out. My doctor gave me the choice. She asked if I wanted to feel the head as it was coming out, and I said no because I was just in such a desperate state. I just wanted this baby out of me that I didn't even want to take time to feel anything. And I regret it. It's something I wish I would have done, because I think it would have been a really cool experience. This time I'm gonna try. And then details after that, as far as like delayed cord clamping and all of those little details, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna let whatever happens happen. When I'm first holding my baby in my arms, I don't want to be worrying about the doctors doing a delayed cord clamping or not wiping my baby off, or you know, all these other little things. I don't want to be worried about it. I just want to enjoy the moment. I'm gonna let those details slip. My baby will be healthy and fine no matter what. Lord willing. We are going to record the birth. We're going to do our best. Zach is going to be in charge of the camera, but he's also the kind of person who really does not want to watch life happen through a camera lens. He wants to experience it in the moment. He's going to do his best. I really, really hope we do get some good footage, because that is like the best moment of your life, is giving birth and holding your baby in your arms for the first time. So I really, really do hope that we are able to record. Also, in our hospital, there are very limited private rooms. It's basically first come, first serve. And if there are no private rooms available, you're stuck in a room with 3 other people and 3 other babies. And oh, I am praying that that does not happen. Last time we were very fortunate. We got a private room and it was so nice. We had privacy, we had room. We didn't have to listen to other babies crying or nurses coming to check in on other people, and it was so nice. Praying that we get that experience again. I'm just really hoping that this time around is as good an experience as it was last time, because last time was so good. I just feel like I'm gonna be disappointed and that this time won't measure up to last time, but I know it's all gonna work out. I think that's pretty much it for my birth plan. I can't think of anything else. I feel like I probably missed something, but honestly, we just don't have much of a birth plan. We're just gonna kind of go with the flow and see what happens. I think that's everything I want to talk about. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna do a belly shot. Actually, I think I'm gonna move into the living room because it's just like a better angle there. Let's go do that. This is the belly with the shirt on. It is starting to get very big. This is the belly with the shirt off. Feels like there's not a whole lot more room to grow, and I kind of feel like I'm gonna get stretch marks in this area, because this area is getting a lot bigger than it did with Eloise. With Eloise, I carried more like this, but this baby's all pointing out at the bottom. It's a very low belly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to follow along on this journey, if you want to be notified as soon as the baby is born. Well, probably not as soon as the baby's born, but the first place I'm going to announce it is on Instagram, so go follow me over there if you want to be as updated as possible, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!